cuties, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital Edition. Today is Friday, yay, January the 20th, 2023. Y'all, let's get into this. On a scale of 1 to 10, I guess I'll give it a 7.5, maybe an 8. Yeah, okay, let's just jump into it. We see Cameron, Violet, and Finn, and she was like, she wanted to see him and she wanted to get, I think, a cookie or some hot cocoa. She wanted to get something, y'all. So she comes into Kelly's where Cameron's working. And then Elizabeth comes in because she asks her dad, are you mad at Elizabeth? Because they haven't been seeing her. And so Finn tries to tell Violet what's going on, and she's just like, I am so confused. Tells him you're horrible at this because he wants to try to tell her about his relationship with Elizabeth now, but she's like, I don't even understand this. What are you trying to say to me? And so then we see Cameron and Elizabeth sit down and talk, and she just asks him how he's doing, and he tells her he's all right, but he's not crying, but he's still hurting about Joss. And she said, oh gosh, Joss and everything they got it going on. And he was like, what are you talking about? And she was telling him about Willow. He was like, oh my gosh, and I was so cold to her. Let me go and apologize. I see. All right, let's see if you're gonna stay cold after you go over there. So then Cameron runs out, and Finn, he tells Elizabeth, can you deliver these brownies? That's what she wanted, a brownie. Can you deliver these brownies to Violet and Finn? And so she does. And then they said Cam ran out. This is Finn. Is everything okay? And she said, yeah, Jocelyn. And he knows what's going on with Willow and everything. So then Violet says, "Oh, he went to see his girlfriend and all that," and so they break down that Cameron and Jocelyn broke up. Does she know what that means? So they explain, and then they explain, about Elizabeth and Finn, and it's all good. So they end up leaving, and then a woman comes in. I said, "Okay, I like the trench, I like the ring," and it's Elizabeth's mom. So, and that was it. She said, "Mom," and that was it, y'all. So then we go over here. Oops, my bad. So then we go over here to Marshall and Portia, right? We get to talking to them. And Portia is just like pushing him and pushing him and pushing him to try to get to see if he really has schizophrenia. And he's just like, why do you keep pushing this? Like, I've already said I didn't want to have it done, the test done. And he just finally yells because she keeps going. He says, enough. I said, okay, Marshall. I forgot the picture of Curtis, y'all. But and stop, mama. But he comes out because he was like, I thought I heard yelling. And they said Marshall said, I shouldn't have spoke to you that way. Portia said, no, I shouldn't have been pushing you. So they're both apologizing to each other. And he's just telling them, whatever this is, y'all need to work it out, before y'all need to work this out. And so they're like, they're just apologizing. And so then they say why they're apologizing to each other, which is, Portia wants him to have a second opinion on his diagnosis. And he doesn't want to, he's just like, no. And they didn't understand why. And I said, how do y'all not understand? Like, the man has went his whole life, he ran away from this. And if he finds out that this whole time he could have been with his family, that would be devastating for him. And sure enough, that's exactly why Marshall doesn't want to have the second opinion done, because he doesn't want to know that all the sacrifices he's made over half his life were for nothing. He left his wife, he left his sons, he left his family, he left people that he loved. And Marshall was doing such a great job. I know people don't like his acting, but I see nothing wrong with it. He reminds me of my uncles, he reminds me of family. And so when he was crying and stuff and really breaking down, I don't know. I said, Curtis and Portia, y'all got to do better. The actions got to be better, because it was like Curtis was looking straight ahead, or he was just looking dead in the eyes at Marshall. I'm like, y'all got to do better. Like that, what? And we don't blame you, Pop. We just want you to. And I said, no, I'm already out of the scene. Marshall was crying. He had took his hat off, and he was really getting into the scene, and he got nothing back from them. I said, and Marshall just, the tears just dried up. I said, you might as well, because they're giving nothing. And then Portia, you know how she does that cry where she's not really crying, but her voice is, Marshall, we just want you to know that we care about you, and we just want to see if everything was true or not. And we just want to help you. I know you're afraid. I said, oh, stop it. Stop it, please. Y'all just playing y'all wedding, because that's the only thing I'm excited about with y'all storyline is this wedding. And baby, when Curtis finds out why you were pushing so hard for Marshall to find out, because this isn't just about Marshall. This is her pushing hard because she knows what's going on, like the genetics of it all. But anyways, child, I'm done with them. So then we go over here with this Jocelyn and Dex, and they went back to her place, her dorm, and he said if she ever wants to talk, and she said, I want to talk now. And so he goes into her dorm room, and she tells him all about Carly lying about Nina. And she just says, Michael is upset. He's actually furious. And she says she hates it because, everyone's pointing the fingers at her mom. And I said, well, damn, she did it. Why, where else are they going to point the fingers? What are you talking about? Y'all are getting on my nerves with this soap. I swear to. Anyway, so then Dex telling Jocelyn, I love that. You're so great with that. And she was like, what? Seeing it from both sides. Well, I try. And then she turns right around and said, because really this is all Sonny and Nina's fault. You just said you tried to see it from both sides. He said you were great at it. You just see it from both sides when it comes to your family. Like, stop it. So then she goes on her rant about Sonny and Nina and how it makes her sick when he says we'll always be family. I said, well, I mean, I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking. Anyways, let's move on. So she says it makes her sick, and he says she wish, and he says what? And she said, I wish you would stop working for him. He said in about 6 months I will. I said, okay, so please tell me this storyline's about how to happen in 6 months. But see, I like the way they setting this up. I don't care nothing about these two. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care nothing about these two. And to be quite honest with you, I'm sick of the whole Michael, Carly, Willow. I'm sick of that storyline. Y'all are revealed it, and I was like, girl, are you that done with it? I said, yes. When I was watching it today, I said, now last Friday I was glued to the TV like, oh my gosh. And this Friday I'm like, how long is this episode? Oh my God, we're just at the halfway mark, because I'm sick of this storyline. Do what you got to do to Sonny or whatever, and let's move it on, because there are other storylines coming that I didn't know I was interested in, but I am. Anyways, child, get back on focus, Lanikia. So we see that the next thing you know, he tells her, just trust me, in 6 months, maybe less, I'll be out of this. And she says, okay. And then they end up back in the bed again, because you don't understand how Nina and them could do this, but you understand how you can. Anyways, child. So they ordered some food, and she said, oh, that's the food. Could you get the door? And he says, okay. And so I said, why y'all didn't go back? Well, I guess Sonny could come over. But anyway, so he gets the door. Jocelyn is getting dressed. He's shirtless, and Cam is at the door. I said, okay. Because this whole time she can't see it from anyone else's perspective on how relationships work. She doesn't see anyone else's wrong, but she's wrong in this whole thing. And I know people are like, oh my gosh, it's not cheating, they were together, but it's not like they're married or anything. If we're together and you sleep with somebody else, you cheated on me. Then if you break up with me and you lied to me about the reason that you've broken up with me, I'm pissed at you. Like, she's wrong for this. She's wrong for all of this. She's such a hypocrite in all of this. But I don't care. I just care about Cam. Honestly, I just like Cam. So let's move on, because that's gonna go down on Monday. Because Cam was shocked when Dix opened that door. I said, well. So then we see Ava and Austin, right? Now I told y'all they were supposed to be trying to make them some kind of couple, right? And I said, but I don't know about it. I'm gonna have to see the chemistry. So I watched them today, and I like it. I could, if they continue to go on, but I don't too many Ava doesn't have chemistry with, because she's one of those seasoned actors that can put it on when she needs to. It I don't know, she just plays her part of Ava so well. So when she and Austin were talking today, and I've liked him since he was taught on One Life to Live. And so when they were talking today, I said, "Oh yeah, that's it." Because he and Maxie, they just didn't match. They physically did not. Excuse me. They physically did not match because one, they don't dress Maxie right. They dress her homely. It's still, and for it just didn't match for these two. Excuse me. But with Ava, I see it because I guess, and it also could be like he was always like with a Blair or someone along those lines, and they were more of the upscale kind of girl because Blair always had some kind of business or something going, where Maxie is just like, she seems more like a homebody. She has kids, and she kind of, her match is Spinelli. That's her match. That those two match. The Austin and Maxie didn't, but Austin and Ava, I was like, okay, I like it. I see it. Okay, so she's there getting, getting treated to make sure nothing's going on, make sure her surgery and everything went well with the hook. And so he's like, "You doing good?" And so she says, "Well, can you help a broken heart? My heart's been ripped out. Can you fix that? Treat that?" And he said, "No, we would have to give you a transplant to do that." But he was like, "But if they find a cure for that, I would need it too." Because he said he had a bad breakup. I said, "No, y'all didn't. You and Maxie were barely together on screen. Y'all barely had any type of chemistry. Y'all didn't have no bad breakup." Because look, girl Georgia said, "I'm blocking all of this. Every time you came over, she was blocking it." Mm-mm. Plus, you got some shady business about you, Austin, that Maxie wasn't gonna be down with. But Ava over here, she might can help you out. So, anyways, she asking him, "Oh, you heard about my divorce and all that?" He was like, "Nah, nah, I don't read Invader." He was trying to stay out of it or everything, right? But anyway, so they get done talking, and he tells her she could go, and she asks him, "Have you heard it from Nina?" He was like, "Yeah, she seems to be suffering, kind of like you." So she was gonna hit her up and everything, right? So then he ends up leaving, and she tells him, "You seem like a good guy." Before he leaves, she tells him, "You seem like a good guy. Don't give up on love." I said, "He not, girl." So then Mason, dang. Yep. So then Mason and Austin, Mason is in his office, and Austin is just like, "What are you doing here? Get out. Tell the boss I'm done." He said, "We had a patient come in and you didn't fix him up." And he said, "I'm done with that. I'm not in this anymore." He said, "Okay." So he was asking him all these questions, and Austin's answer was no. Then he asked him, "Want a lollipop?" And he said, "No." He said, "That's the second time I'm starting to take it personal. Maxie's daughter told me no too." I said, "Really? That's what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna use the kids?" Maxie's been through enough. We don't want that storyline. But I am here for this storyline when Austin said, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, I saw her parents." And I'm like, "Are you threatening Mac and Maxie and Felicia and the babies?" And he said pretty much yeah. And I said, "Oh, I was just clarifying." But then Austin grabs him up because he's like, "You stay away from her." And at this point, Ava comes in, right? And I said, "Oh, y'all finna get this whole. I'm here for it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm here for it. Let's move on, y'all." So then we go over here to Victor and Nicholas. Oh my gosh. And this whole storyline, Victor says, I gave Spoon Island to Ava. And Nicholas said, "Excuse me?" He said, "Yeah, your divorce is settled." He said, "How y'all gonna do my divorce without me?" I said, "Did you know?" He said, "You were preoccupied." I said, "Well, he was Victor, but dang, you cold hearted for that." He said he was preoccupied. "What you want me to do?" I said, "Nothing." So they went and did Nicholas' divorce. He said, "I gave her Windermere," and Nicholas said, "I'm not going anywhere." So then Victor trying to threaten Nicholas about Esme and all the confessions. Nicholas said, "Bring that on. That's all hearsay. And Esme is very much alive, and she can't remember nothing, so she can't testify." And so then he said, Hayden, he said, "Don't make me have to get rid of you, Nicholas, because really, you do nothing for the family." That's what I heard. "You do nothing for the family, and I will get rid of you." I said, "Are y'all gonna kill Nicholas off? Is what's about to happen here?" I don't know, child. I don't know what they about to do. But Nicholas said he ain't going nowhere. He's not leaving. And that's it. I don't. So then we go over here to Carly and Michael, and he was trying to get into Carly about you lied and you did all this. But at the end of the day, he's fussing at her and she's apologizing, and Carly still won't take any accountability for anything. So there's no reason for us to even really go into this, and I'm not, because honestly I'm sick of this storyline. I'm bored with it already. I don't care if Willow and Nina have a relationship. I don't care that Michael's going after Sonny. And then Michael talks about Drew to Carly, and she says, well, he's really mad, and Michael says he's forgiving. Please don't forgive her, because I don't want to see this boring chemistry. Honestly, I want to see the Mason storyline. I want to see this wedding that's about to go down. I want to see what Spencer has up his sleeves. This Okay, I'm done now. Nina knows I don't even care anymore, because y'all are just mad at each other. Carly has moved on. Sonny has moved on. What is this about? And then I want to see how Cam reacts to the whole Jocelyn thing, and then after his reaction, I'm done with that too. I told y'all this year I'm not doing it with General Hospital. I'm not about to just go over these long drawn out reviews over storylines that I don't care about. I'm gonna hit the ones I really care about and talk about them, and the other ones they're just gonna get a honorable mention. It is the weekend, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I will see you on Monday with all new episodes of What Happened on the Soaps General Hospital Edition. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Be blessed. Goodbye.